It depends on who you ask. Some people like to keep their religion and politics totally separate. But in the black community, some of those lines can overlap. My next guest explains how the black church can influence voting choices. And joining us on the Factor Uncensored tonight, we have with us author Danielle Thomas, and she's the author of the book, The Day God Saw Me as Black. And of course, we know it's all about election season right now across the country. And many people are wondering, what role does the church, especially the black church, play in politics, and do those two go together? There are some who argue that there should be a separation of church and state, but we've known in the black church for decades, politics has played a role.
Absolutely. You can't be black and be apolitical. To be black in America is to be in a political body. So, of course, I believe that the church has always been a site of liberation. Most of our black denominations are founded out of liberated efforts. So, you think about the AME Church, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, it is founded out of revolution, out of liberation. If you think about the Baptist Church or Black Baptists, particularly, we think of them as the site of all the work that happens in the civil rights movement. We have them as organizers. We have them as homes for meetings and collective work. So there is honestly no black church without political action. There's no political action in the black community without the black church. So absolutely in this season, more than ever, where black lives are absolutely on this November 5th ballot, we have to have the involvement of the black church advocating to get our folks out to the polls, to vote, and to vote in our best strategic interests. Everything may not be perfect. Every candidate may not be perfect, but certainly there is a strategy to getting the work done through the ballot. So absolutely, getting the black church involved without question has to be done.
And what we've seen, even with white candidates will go to black churches to try and get their support during an election cycle. And that
Sure.
shows the power, the continued power of black churches.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, for by and large, the Black church is still a cornerstone institution, even as we are moving more towards secularism. So we have more people leaving and walking away from the church. They may be walking away from the institution, but they're not walking away from God. And in that same way, those who still remain in the church are still viable members of our community, but they also still go out and touch other members of our community. So it's no surprise to me to see more white politicians drumming up votes in Black churches. It is still our communal and cultural touchstone. And it is still, by and large, where most people are getting their information and are forming their opinions about who to vote for, what to vote for, and what matters on this ballot. So, yeah, of course, and they're drumming up support. That's not
Now, you
surprising
use the
to
word
me.
drumming up. What does that mean? Otherwise,
So,
they would not be there.
that's my opinion. That's my feeling. Most times we don't find them to be an actual working community with us. We don't see them until election season. So it is not to say I don't think they maybe don't have an investment in the Black community, but I think they know where to go and what to do. And I think they're politicians at the end of the day.
There you go. There you go. Now, an interesting study by the Pew Research Center states that black Protestants, 74% think the Bible should hold at least some influence on the country's laws. Your thoughts on that?
So it's not my personal theology. So I believe in living my faith, not legislating my faith. But given that very high statistic, we can see just how important religion and God and the presence of those things are in people's decision making. Folks carry their whole selves to the ballot. They're carrying their Black bodies, their femme bodies, their queer bodies, and also their religious beliefs to the polls. So you cannot have these conversations absent of digging into what matters to folks' faith. So when they're looking at these policies, they're also looking at it in alignment to what does this mean to my faith? What does this mean to my practice? Does this feel good in my soul and in my spirit? So I'm not surprised that statistic exists. I think it's just very much a reflection of we cannot do this conversation without taking people's relationship with God and their relationship to their faith practices into account.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you, Danielle Thomas, author of the book, The Day God Saw Me as Black. And I'm sure you can get that book on all platforms out there, Amazon and many others, right?
Yep, all platforms. GodSawMe.com will give you access to every platform that's selling it. It's available on audiobook on Spotify as well as Audible. So, yep, absolutely. Go check it out. Every platform, it's available.